or welcome back to my channel. My name is Michala, and in today's video I'm going to create my spreads for all of the books I read in June. This is my reading journal. It's from Notebook Therapy and it's getting pretty thick. Let me know if you'd like to see a mid-year reading journal flip through. I was thinking of filming that next so that I'll have June's spreads included in that video. So let's light this candle and we'll get started. With that lit, let's flip to what I assume is like the midway point of my journal. I'm hoping I don't run out of pages, but I haven't the past few years, so I don't think I will. This is technically my third reading journal. I started with a journal from Notebook Therapy that's like the traveler size, and I filmed almost every month that I did the spreads, and I never posted it because I was too shy. And so I feel like it took me all of that filming just to get to filming last year's reading journal videos that I did end up posting. But it's been a really fun journey starting my YouTube channel and making these spreads. I love to just be creative and do different layouts and try to represent the books I've read. I was thinking of doing a blue and green theme for my cover spread. I like to do a cover spread and put little frames for the titles of each book, and then we'll do spreads for each book. How is your reading going? What are the best books you've read so far this year? I would love your recommendations. I like all sorts of books. I mostly read fantasy, but I also like romance and literary fiction and historical fiction. Fantasy is my favorite, and I actually often find cozy fantasy a little boring, but there are definitely some good cozy fantasy books. I tend to like high fantasy. That's what I read the most of, or at least most of my favorites were high fantasy growing up. I feel like it all started with the Chronicles of Narnia for me, maybe, and I'm not saying that's necessarily high fantasy, but that's where I kind of got my love for longer series. You know, for me as a kid, those books were longer and they're all in a series. So I feel like this year I've rediscovered my love for good series with rereading the Harry Potter books, really re-listening to them for honestly like the 8th time, but I'm listening to the full cast audio ones and I finally finished those, as well as the Emma and Lion series and the Throne of Glass series. I'm reading all of those and I made progress in June in all of those series, and I'm really excited to document that because I've been loving all of those different series and having a really great time. If you saw, I just layered this frame. I got these frames in a set from Amazon a long time ago when I first started making my reading journals, and I just like to use them every now and then, and they're stickers, so I just laid it over top of this paper ephemera that had like dragonflies and ferns because I feel like that fit my green and blue theme. And then I got these new washi tapes from the Washi Tape Shop. And you may know that I really like Monet and Van Gogh washi tapes in my reading journal, but this set from the Washi Tape Shop was kindly gifted to me. They reached out and asked if there was anything I'd like to try, and I chose these because I really like the gold accents on them, and I wanted to see the quality of them. So I've swatched them before in a journal of mine, but I'm going to use this iris one. I just love the colors, and I think it will go really well, I'm hoping. I think I will span both pages with this, I think. I think this washi tape is really good quality. It's pretty thick, and I like that it doesn't rip easily, whereas some of my other ones kind of, when I peel them off the roll, they rip really easily. Let's see. And this one does come with a backing, which is different than some tapes that once you just peel them off, they're already sticky, if that makes sense. And this isn't sponsored, but I do have an affiliate code with the Washi Tape Shop. If you're ever wanting to try anything I use from there, I always leave it in my description in case you want to use it. I have a code. I think I'll pop it up on the screen because I forget, but I think I'm holding this upside down. Of course I am. And I want to leave room this time for my title, so I'm thinking it will go here, and I'll just like stamp out June or use letter stickers or something. I feel like The last 2 years, I've really gotten back into reading like as much as I did when I was younger. And I feel like I'm in a really good rhythm of reading like anywhere from 3 to 6 books a month, which is good for me. And I'm slowly working my way back into wanting to read or commit to a high fantasy series. And I'm thinking of starting with Robin Hobb because I already own the first book in her first trilogy, Assassin's Apprentice. So I'm hoping to start that soon, but I want to wrap up all these series I'm in right now, but I'm almost done with all of them, so I'm excited. I got the next 2 Throne of Glass books, and I'm thinking of doing the tandem read with them, so I'm excited about that too. If you've read Throne of Glass, did you do the tandem read with Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn? I'd be curious to know. I know not everyone tandem reads them. I have these really cool stickers I got from Journal Say in my last haul that look like embroidered plants. And I think they're really cute and go well with this look. So I'm just looking through the ones I have. And then maybe I'll pick some frames to write my book titles in different blues and greens. Some of these aren't printed super evenly. If you can see, this border is thicker, but I could cut that off. I read 5 books in June, but 2 of them were volumes of the Unselected journals of Emma M. Lyon. So I'm thinking of putting those 2 books titles in the same frame. So maybe let's just get 4 frames. Those look good together. Maybe this sticker's too big. I'm not sure yet. Let's trim this. Okay, now that I have a general idea of where things will fit, I'm going to move these and put some more of that washi tape up here. Actually, first, let's put some of this. I think I will use one of these really small paintings, Monet paintings right here. Maybe this one actually. Okay, this I feel like is not sticking so close to the bump of like the page. So I think I'll move it and put some of this to help it stick. I've got this gel pen. I'm going to just add a couple sparkle details here and here. Tea break. This is a peach ginger tea. Now let's add our title. I think I will use these letter cutouts, which are from my collage compendium that I really love. I actually just found this page with blue letters, so I'm going to cut this out and use these. And now I'm going to cut all the straight lines on my paper cutter. I cut strips and now we can cut out the letters we need. And there we go. I think this looks really nice. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I might need to glue this a little bit more because I moved them around. But now I'm going to write the titles of the books in the boxes. And I read 2 volumes of the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon, volumes 5 and 6. And then I finished Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. I listened to Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, the full cast version. And then I read Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. There is my June cover spread, and now we can do my first book spread. Oh, and I totally forgot to say at the beginning of the video, thank you to everyone who got me to 3,000 subscribers. I got to 3,000 subscribers between filming my last video and this one, so I'm not sure when exactly I'll be posting this, but yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. It's a big accomplishment for me. I can't sometimes believe that many people watch my videos, and as you can tell, I like to make videos about all kinds of journaling, especially from a creative, crafty kind of collaging point of view. So if you ever have particular videos that you want me to make more of, definitely comment and let me know. Right now, I'm kind of just rotating. Obviously, I do my monthly reading journals. I've been doing some gaming journal videos, and I do occasional updates in my everyday journal, which was my traveler's notebook and now is my Paper Republic, as well as my planner, which is my Filofax. So I've been kind of rotating all of those, but you know, sometimes I also do occasional vlogs where I try to do little updates on kind of all of my journals-ish, whatever I have to update. So yeah, thank you to everyone who's been supporting me and for all of your kindness and your kind messages. It means a lot to me. I think I was always intimidated to post videos, and I really appreciate the kind community that I found here on YouTube. I have been doing things on my TikTok, but I don't really do as much over there. I might start doing more. If you're ever interested, I just link my TikTok in my description. If you've been watching my videos for series that I'm doing, at least bigger series like Throne of Glass and the Seven Waters series by Juliette Marillier, I'm making the spreads go together by doing kind of these columns, and I do 9 dot grids wide over here for my information about my book, and then I do 19 dot grids wide over here for where I'm going to write about the book, and then usually in the middle, however many dots are left, I make it my decorating box. So let's mark that out. There are my columns, and now we can put in my information I put on this side. So I first, of course, put the book cover down. And this is the 4th book in the series, or the 5th, depending, I guess, on if you include Assassin's Blade, which is the prequel, which I have read. So I think it's the 5th book I've read in the series. And I just put this up at the top. And then I put one of my star stickers, and I've already ordered more of these, so I do have more, thankfully. And I put my star sticker about here. And then I like to write author, genre, and format. This book I listened to and read it at the same time, and moving forward I'm just going to read them, I believe. We'll see how it goes. Fantasy, author, Sarah J. Maas, format, audio, and physical. And I gave it 4.5 stars. And I've been doing, I'll just show you my last one, these little stickers to separate where I put my quote. Those stickers are from this Happy Planner book. There's a lot of them on here, so I have been using these and cutting them. And the quote I picked, I'm going to take out the name of who it's said to just to make sure I don't spoil anything. But the quote is, "You make me want to live. Not survive, not exist, live. There you go. And I think I want to decorate with some of my washi tapes from my Midsummer's Night Dream set from Notebook Therapy, as well as my Moonflower Magic set from Notebook Therapy. I just want to get an idea of kind of like the colors I want to use, because I'm not making all of the spreads in this series exactly the same, but I'm using kind of similar stickers and things. Like I've been using a stained glass window sticker on every book in this series so far. And I thought maybe this sticker would be fitting for down here. If you've read Throne of Glass, what is your favorite book in the series? I've heard a lot of people like Tower of Dawn, but I've also heard some people don't, so maybe that's a mixed one. But I think a lot of people like Queen of Shadows. It's definitely a really good one. A lot of things happened. Again, I don't want to give spoilers, but I liked what was going on with Elide and Manon. Their stories were really interesting. I really liked Elide, even though she's like kind of a timid character. So far in this book, her character arc in this book is really good. I might rip this just to break up the edges a little bit. I don't want to put too much in the seam because it does make it harder to close the journal. Adding these berries for like a pop of color because I like the red on the cover of the book. I've been actually planning my reading journal for next year, and I've had a lot of really fun ideas. I've already ordered my journal and it's been taking a while to get here, but I'm really excited to show you guys. The second I saw it, I knew that it was my reading journal for next year. It's just very me. If you can't tell, I like a mixture of like moon and floral, woodsy, organic kind of things like that. So I'm really excited. I think I might do a vlog where I read a little and show you what video games I'm playing and unbox my new reading journal when it comes. Let me know if you'd like to see that. I might just film it anyway and post that as something extra. But something I got that I've been trying out are a bunch of these star and like butterfly stickers, because I think I'll want to use those in my setup for next year, but I have so many that I want to add some to this spread. I've been liking just adding them everywhere. And these are from Journal Say that I just got with my own money. They weren't sent to me. I like that those just add a little gold sparkle. And with that, I think I'm ready to write about the book. Overall, I've been having a great time with the Throne of Glass series, and Queen of Shadows I think is my favorite book so far. It's between Queen of Shadows and Heir of Fire. A lot is going on, and I'm liking all the characters that have been brought in. I especially enjoy Manon and Elide and their individual perspectives, as well as just the area that they are in together. It feels like there is something mysterious going on, and you get to see them uncover things. I have a feeling that both Elide and Manon, their characters will continue to grow, and I will hopefully like them even more. And I'm not really sure how I feel overall about the guys in the story. They're definitely not bad. There's some I like, but I find myself drawn more to the female characters in this series. But overall, I'm having a great time, and I can't wait to do the tandem read with the next two books. There we go. With this book all written about, we can go on to the next spread. For this spread, I want to try to do both volumes of the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon, the 5th and 6th volume on this spread, as well as Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, because this is a re-listen. I don't have that much to say about it, so I usually try to include these as I've been going through and listening to them for like the 8th time, but this has been my first time listening to the full cast audio editions because these are new. So I have something to say about them, but not very much. So I think I'll do a Dutch door. I marked here where I want to do it. And I'll use this area to write about the Emma M. Lyon books. And then like a little Dutch door where behind maybe I do Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. So that's what I'm thinking for this spread. Let's move these and I'll draw out my boxes and cut my door. Getting my corner rounder. There we go. And these were both 5 stars for me. I feel like after the first Emma M. Lyon book, all of them have been 5 stars so far. They also kind of are blurring together because I'm listening to them pretty much back to back. And I am listening to them, so I love audiobooks, but I prefer physical most of the time because for things like remembering where one book starts and stops, it's easier to do that with physical books for me because I'm so visual. Literally putting down a book and picking up the next one would help me remember what goes on in each book, but that's okay. I will often look up summaries to remember what happens in each just to make sure I'm writing about this book here and this book here. It's not a huge deal, but I do like to look up summaries so that just to remind me because I remember what happened. I just don't remember what happened in which book sometimes. Then we will do historical fiction, author Beth Brower, and format is audio. And I would love to own these books physically, but they're pretty expensive when I can find them, and I honestly can't find them many places other than online, so I don't own them physically yet, but I'd love to. And now let's pick a quote. I think I will do a pretty simple quote from volume 6 that says, "There is no feeling quite like finishing a book that you've loved." Here we go. Getting those same stickers. There we go. I think I will make the spread overall go more with the Emma M. Lyon series than I will with this Harry Potter re-listen, just because, again, this is a re-listen, so I feel like even though I didn't necessarily keep a reading journal when I first was listening to the series, Harry Potter series, I still feel like I have documented my thoughts enough that I can just make the spread go more with the Emma M. Lyon series, so that's probably what I'll do. I might use this sunflower washi tape down here, the Van Gogh tape. This one would definitely go with the purple cover, and it's very different, and it kind of goes with this too a little, but I feel like it's very different for me. I don't know. It is really pretty. I kind of want the challenge of trying to make it work. Is that weird? Maybe a map again. And if you don't know, the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon, I often compare to kind of like Gilmore Girls, but in a Jane Austen setting. So it just follows Emma. So it's not like a mother and a daughter like Gilmore Girls, but it has similar small town vibes. And Emma is a journaler, hence why you're reading her journals. And she is a book lover. So I feel like she is just very relatable to me as a avid reader and journaler. And the books are witty and smart and funny. And there are really quirky characters, but Emma herself is a little bit like maybe Anne from Anne of Green Gables type of character, except for she's grown up as opposed to in the Anne of Green Gables series, you follow her as she grows up. Emma is, I think, 20 when the series starts, and she's just very lovable. She's not overly like silly or crazy or quirky in my opinion. It's not so much that it takes me out of like the seriousness of the series, if that makes sense. But I find this series very heartwarming, very endearing, very easy to love. And they're kind of like slice of life. Like if you've ever watched a slice of life anime, it's kind of like that, but set in a Regency setting. So yeah, just overall something I've really been enjoying. I'm currently listening to the 7th book, I believe. And the 8th one is the last one that's out right now. So I'm a little sad that it's coming to an end, but there will be more books coming out. I'll just have to wait. I might get this tape from my, say, Midsummer's Night Dream washi tape set. I love this set. I've used it very often. Sorry, my journal's been a little out of frame. I'm getting used to my new camera. And I might do this darker moon washi tape on this side where you can only see it with the Harry Potter book, since this is the last book in the series and it's a good bit darker. I kind of still want to represent that. But then everywhere that shows through, I think I will try to make go with this spread. In the 6th volume of Emma M. Lyon, she turns 21, and so she comes into full ownership of the Lapis Lazuli house, and she's trying to get a job because her cousin Archibald spent all of her money when she was away at school, I think. And I do like this, but I feel like it's kind of not really going as well as I was hoping, so I might save it for a different spread. I'm not sure I can get it off actually. I think I will actually cover that tape with this one. I just think this might go better, and you can see the tape underneath it, but I still think that might be a better solution than me peeling it off because I think it's really stuck on there. It's a really nice quality washi tape, so it might rip. So I think I might just put this over top and see how I like that. And I can always take it off if I don't end up wanting to use it. But yeah, I've been loving the Emma M. Lyon series and getting to know the different characters, and Emma dealing with, I feel like she dealt with some grief in the past few volumes, and seeing her kind of move through that and find herself again has been really just like such a heartfelt read, and I've been having a great time. I love how well-rounded of a character Emma is, and that she's smart and capable, and she's looking for a job, which the book is set in 1883 or something like that. So, you know, her looking for a job, there's not that many opportunities for her. So it's just been fun to read, and it's just been a really great time reading through these books. And I definitely could have sat down and read all 8 that are out in like a month probably, but I've been having a lot of fun taking my time and reading them more slowly. I've been trying to do 2 a month so that I don't go through them too quickly, mostly because I want to savor the series, but also because I want to read other books and not fall too behind on the other series I'm reading. And I think I might use these key stickers on this page. If you know this series, you know that they're looking for Horcruxes in this book. And I don't really have anything to represent that, but I thought keys kind of went in my mind, at least. You know, at least like abstractly. So I think I'll add these. I just like the look of them as well with this kind of color scheme. I gave my reread or re-listen 5 stars. I love the full cast audio editions. I definitely think they are worth the time and money. I get mine for a bit cheaper because I have an Audible subscription. So I feel like the full cast ones were pretty expensive, like 30, maybe even 40 bucks per book, but I use my Audible account and get them for just 1 credit, so it's a bit cheaper, and I really think they're worth it. Okay, I think this looks really good. Now let's write about the books. Starting with Emma M. Lyon, Volume 5, and I might just put Volume 5 right here. In the 6th book, Emma reads a book by Walt Whitman and has kind of revelations and is kind of challenged in her beliefs because of his writing. And if you know what part I'm talking about, the resulting actions of her expressing her thoughts about Walt Whitman's writing to Pierce was my favorite part, possibly of the series so far. So I really loved especially Volume 6. Her first year of journals has passed in Book 6, and so she goes to get her journal like rebound and start her new journal. I really enjoyed the dialogue around her getting her journal rebound, and she even talks about getting new nibs for her fountain pen and things like that. That as a journaler is just very fun to read about. Now we can write about the 3rd book on here. There we go. There are these books all written about, and now we can do my last spread, which I'll have to move these ribbons. I don't really use these. And my last spread is for Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer, which I really enjoyed. This book was really strange, and if you've read it, you'll know it kind of has like strange like plant horror a little bit. I don't know if it's exactly horror, but it is a bit scary, and I thought this paper I've used before would be perfect. It came in a pack with some darker, some lighter, so I was going to use the darker ones and kind of do an overgrown forest kind of look. I love a overgrown kind of spread. Now that I've read this book, I really want to watch the movie that's out. It came out a while ago, I think, but I have not watched it, so I'm hoping to do that with my husband, who didn't read the book, but this way we can both talk about it. And I just want the spread to look like overgrown, so let's grab a lot of ferns and things. I have some darker ones. I have this washi tape I could use again. It doesn't really contrast, it kind of is more of the same, but I might like that just to fully embrace the dark, moody vibe. This book follows a character who you never learn their name. She goes by the biologist, and she and a team of other women, so an anthropologist, a surveyor, and a psychologist, go into Area X for a mission that you're not really sure what they're doing, and you kind of learn more as you go. You kind of start to learn that maybe they don't even really know what exactly is going on. And of course, because they're in Area X, a lot of surprising things unfold, and I thought overall this book was really interesting. Definitely gave me things to think about. It wasn't my absolute favorite. I thought some things were a little bit too ambiguous to me, but maybe that's because I was supposed to be getting something out of it. I wasn't. I did look up interpretations of it after I finished it, and I didn't feel anything was, like, nothing I found online gave me a huge revelation of anything I didn't already know, if that makes sense. So it left me feeling a little like wanting to know more, and it is part of a series, so I might continue it. I did enjoy it. I'm just unsure if I want to devote the time to it. I really want to watch the movie now, and the movie only covers the first book. The book is really interesting because you don't know if the narrator is reliable. I mean, I guess you pretty much know that they probably aren't, since they describe that some of the things that they were trained to withstand while in Area X include like that you might kind of like go crazy, or there might be reasons that you can't trust what you see, you might hallucinate. And that's not a spoiler, it tells you that in the beginning pretty quickly. But you start to wonder why they even agreed to go on this mission. And I think that was the most interesting part, is kind of just reading more and figuring out more about the main character named the biologist. And you do get to see flashbacks to her life before she went on this mission, and I think that was really insightful and interesting to learn more about. Yeah, overall, I liked it. And I love kind of like, I don't know if you'd say plant horror, but like books that are more maybe thriller-ish and mysterious without necessarily being straight up horror. I do like scary things as well, actually, but I kind of prefer that medium spot of thriller and scary moments, but not just like super gory, if that makes sense. And I thought this book delivered on that. And parts of it reminded me of T. Kingfisher's The Sworn Soldier series. The third one, What Stalks the Deep, where they go into the caves, the old abandoned mines, and the things they experience in that book, I'll just say. Certain things reminded me of this book. This book came out first, but I read the T. Kingfisher book before I read this one. And yeah, overall enjoyed it. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. I like to sit with my star ratings, but I go ahead and rate them pretty soon after reading on Goodreads, and then of course document it in here in my reading journal. I have these botanical stickers as well that, just simply because the character's name was the biologist, might go well on this spread and maybe would stand out a little against this. I mean, it would be plant on plant, but it has a cream background. This definitely doesn't look very horror, but I do kind of like just the look of these because the main character is a biologist and these look very botanical illustration-esque. So let's try this one. I went for these plants that are a little more unusual, a little more exotic looking, to kind of play into that overgrown look. This is my only other mushroom I can find. And then I do have some dragonfly stickers I just got that I'm kind of saving, but I don't think I need all of them, so I might use some of them. Oh, and they're actually not cut out, so I have to cut them out. That's fine. I think a lot of things in nature, especially if you're like me and you are a bit afraid of bugs, but you also find them fascinating and kind of beautiful. I think there's just something about nature horror that's so interesting because nature's so beautiful, but also can be scary. And that's just kind of, I don't know, an interesting dichotomy. And now I think I want to try to stamp Annihilation right here. My camera died, so I used that time to replace my candle, if you're wondering. I'm still getting my stamps and my ink. I almost left myself enough room for my N, and then I accidentally moved my O over. I buddy read this book with a friend, and I thought that was really enjoyable because we would stop and like text each other and be like, hey, have you gotten to this chapter yet? And then if we both had read it, we'd be like, okay, what the heck was that? What's happening? And it was just really fun. So I definitely think buddy reading also made me have a better time with this book than maybe I otherwise would have. Also, if you've made it this far and you are a gaming girl, or just a gamer, you don't have to be a girl, have you played Moonlight Peaks? It's a game that came out recently that is, I feel like, was a pretty highly anticipated game. We have heard a lot about it for a while, and it finally came out. And at first I wasn't going to get it. I guess I was thinking I already have enough farming sims. How different can it be? But I heard such good things that I ended up caving and getting it, and I've been having a lot of fun. You play as a vampire, and instead of playing days, you wake up at night and your days are night. I meant to fill in 3.5 stars, but I did 4. Oh well. And you live in a little town where there are witches and vampires and werewolves, and it's really cute so far. Let me know if you've been playing it. I have been making more spreads in my gaming journal and having a lot of fun in there, so I hope to film another catch-up video in there soon. Now that this spread is done, let's write about the book. And there we go. There is Annihilation all written about, and that's my last spread. So now we can do a flip through. First we have the cover spread. Then we have Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. The Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon, volumes 5 and 6, as well as Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, the full cast audio edition. Then we have Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you. If you made it until the end, comment a book emoji and definitely let me know your favorite book of June and what books you hope to finish with the rest of summer. I want to definitely read more books in the series that I'm in the middle of, as well as I kind of want to do my own mini little Summerween and do a couple spookier books, maybe Hazelthorn by C.G. Drews. And I also am hoping to read Sense and Sensibility because the new adaptation is coming out, I think, in fall. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.